So before the release of Godzilla Minus One Minus Color, I actually watched the original Godzilla from 1954 for the first time in preparation for it. I didn't have to, but also because Godzilla Minus One Minus Color is trying to kind of like bring back the nostalgia of the first movie, I thought, you know what? Why not? I'll watch it before I go see it. And let me tell you this, I am very confused of exactly what the message is trying to deliver. Because while watching it, I was expecting to see like, oh yeah, this is like, why'd you bomb us? Why'd you do it? Why? But then we kind of watched the movie and I realized something, and I wanted to talk about that today in this video, of exactly why Godzilla from 1954 is a message defending, but also against the use of the atomic bomb on Japan. Okay, hear me out. I know this sounds like a huge stretch because this is a first Japanese Godzilla movie ever made in response to the atomic bomb. Godzilla himself is the atomic bomb. Well, if you're speaking on metaphorical terms, at least. And let me tell you, there are actual references to the atomic bomb in this movie. It does mention that happened. Then I looked at Godzilla from a different perspective in a different way, and I realized something. I believe firmly that Godzilla from 1954 is a representation of both Americans and how they built the atomic bomb and bombed Japan in 1945, but also a representation of Japan during World War II. Now, I'm going to give you a brief history lesson really quickly because this is my favorite part of history of all time. Back in World War II, Japan was probably one of the final frontiers of the war. Germany was already taken down, and Japan was the last one left. The big last final battle for World War II, and America went up against them with the atomic bomb. And yes, there's a lot of debate to say that the atomic bomb was a good idea or a very bad idea, because not only did it spark this new invention that can now basically end wars, but it also sparked a massive weapon, which is really shown in Oppenheimer. And you may be wondering, if you haven't learned about this already or just forgot, why did America bomb Japan with the atomic bomb? Why them specifically? Why didn't they bomb Germany? Well, that's simply because they didn't have the atomic bomb until Japan, and also they made the atomic bomb to bomb Japan specifically because they were not giving up. They were not surrendering to the war even after Germany was gone. And if we're getting back to Godzilla in 1954, I actually believe that the director of this movie realizes that Japan was not surrendering and that America was really pressured to do something to end the war. And I think the director of Godzilla actually understands the reason why they did it, but at the same time criticizes them for exactly that there was no other way that you could actually have ended the war. Like, there was probably a lot of other ways. This is just the easiest one for you. I kept getting mixed messaging just throughout the entire thing, and the ending of the movie really certifies my theory of exactly this. I'm not saying this is completely true, I'm just theorizing exactly if this is the intention of Godzilla in 1954. Like, let's take this. The way in the very end of the movie that they kill Godzilla is they unleash a weapon that is basically a metaphor for the atomic bomb. They're basically atomic bombing the metaphorical atomic bomb. Because they have no option left. They don't know how to defeat Godzilla. He's already taken so many lives. He's destroyed a lot of Japan. And they believe that the only way to stop him is to destroy him completely. And that's by using a new science created by a man, just one guy, that basically incinerates anything in its path. But the scientist behind this superweapon is actually worried that this will be used for malicious intent later on. He doesn't want to release this weapon into the world, which is exactly what Oppenheimer did. Oppenheimer, the movie, reveals a lot about Oppenheimer's backstory and exactly how guilty he feels that he released a nuclear weapon to be used across the entire world for the rest of all humanity. He realizes that he has unleashed something great into this world. He has unleashed something that can destroy thousands. He can destroy millions. He can destroy entire ecosystems with this thing. He realizes that he can destroy the superpower going against them. Sound familiar? These two stories, Godzilla and the actual life of Oppenheimer. I'm not specifically talking about Christopher Nolan's movie, but I am kind of at the same time just because it's a movie channel. But it would be hard to argue that there isn't some sort of similarity with this. And if you haven't yet looked at the perspective of what I'm saying is that Godzilla is a representation of Japan during the war, persistent and a mega superpower that it will not surrender. And the scientist who creates this air destroying mechanism is Oppenheimer. And obviously the super weapon that the scientist made is the atomic bomb. When they use the atomic bomb, not only does it kill Godzilla, it also kills the creator of it, and assumably it probably killed anything in the ocean in probably a good mile radius, which represents the bombing in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. America was specifically attacking the superpower of Japan, not its actual people, but they were just collateral damage in the thing. So that means that the fish represent the humans in Japan that were just collateral damage along with everything else. They were innocent, but because they were close up with this superpower, they got killed too. I've realized while making this video, it's been around 20 minutes of me just rambling on, deleting stuff, going back to it, and I've just been realizing how much more of a connection that this has with Oppenheimer. I very much believe that Godzilla 1954 is a movie from the perspective of Japan understanding why Oppenheimer did what he did. And I believe that Godzilla 1954, as I said, is a movie that basically is pro-atomic bomb, but at the same time against the atomic bomb. Understanding the use of it, but trying to get out the message that there was probably a better way of doing things. Thank you everybody for watching. I'm Enchanted. Bye.